All right, and I believe that we are live, so thank you everybody for joining us. Hello, how are you? ¿Cómo se dice? Oh no, that's not how you say it. ¿Cómo estás? That's how you say it. Welcome to the Globebusters pre-show for April 28th, 2019. Just going to make sure I turn off. There we go. And yeah, so this is the pre-show for April 28th, 2019. Thank you guys for joining us. We've got so far Bob, who just called, and joining us on the call is David from Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole. We've got Iru joining us here in just a few minutes. I guess he's on his way to his studio.
Fashionably late as always.
Yeah, that's right. He's not late. He's actually early. And yeah, today's show on Globebusters is named Relatively Speaking of Special Relativity. So, Bob, you got a good presentation scheduled for that, or what?
I do. We're going to be talking about, obviously, Einstein, and not only special relativity, but general relativity as well, and how it kind of fits into the heliocentric mainstream model. And it's pretty laughable, honestly, but we'll get there.
Good, yeah. I'll have my quotes lined up, so we can go through some of those if you need. I've got tons of quotes on relativity and all that stuff. Bob, I don't know if I told you, I was working on a video that I wanted to get done, but had some stuff going on this week. But I did do or film a solar ISS transit on Tuesday.
Oh, my God. Yeah. You're going to be called a shill from here on out.
Oh, I know.
There you go. First you prove curvature, now you're proving orbits.
Right. Yeah, it's coming. So.
Yep.
So, yeah, I have a lot of issues with it still. I've got a video. I might be. Oh, you wouldn't be able to see it if I bring it up. But, yeah, I've got a video that supposedly is taken. You know, Bob, how we always say that the ISS rarely shows the ground. Is John?
Yeah, almost never.
Right. But in this particular case, I just got lucky that it happened to show the ground at the time that I was doing the transit. But I guess I could share my screen with you. You might be able to see it. Let me see if I do this real quick. I'm going to share screen. And this one, start sharing. Do you see my OBS screen now?
I do.
Okay. So if I do this. Okay. So this is the solar transit, and it was done with the infrared P900. But yeah, you can see here, this is 10% speed. Oh, let me go back.
I assume you had the solar filter on the front of it?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, unbelievable. So like this part here, you can see this is me kind of zooming in to different sections of it and showing what it was that crossed. Definitely, appears to be the shape of the ice. I don't know what that is, but anyway, when you get a little bit further here, let me find a spot on this so I can see it.
By the way, you are sharing this live also, just in case you didn't know.
Oh, people, okay.
Yep.
And let me show you this. Yeah, this will all be in my video that's almost done. But so, Bob, this is the video that supposedly is from the ISS. The only thing I had to do to get it to kind of resemble what it should look like is flip it. So I don't know if you can see the bottom left-hand corner says IBM upside down, because I had to flip this video to make it look like, I guess, what it should look like. Let's see if I get a little bit further here. And this, just to show people what we're looking at, is, that's the Golden Gate Bridge there. This is where I would have been about here. And that's the Monterey Bay. So that just kind of gives people an idea of what we're looking at. But when I see this video, the one question I have to ask is, if it was nighttime, would we see lights on the Earth? Would we see city lights? Would we see football stadium lights? Would we see... And yet there's no video.
Nope.
Yeah, yet there's no video of lights from the ISS live. So, I was talking to David about it, and I was like, man, I think that part of that reason might be because in real time, I think you can simulate cloud data over a simulated Earth, but I'm not sure you could do that at night. For instance, they would have no idea of knowing whether certain lights are on at the time or certain lights are off at the time. You would be able to say, hey, why is that light on at the 49ers stadium when they don't play today? Or that would be incredibly hard for them to simulate. So
they were doing maintenance.
Yeah, they were doing maintenance. So anyway, that's coming in a video soon, just to kind of cover some of that. But yeah, that's interesting. But another thing I wanted to talk to David about, I'm sure everybody saw it, but David, tell us about your little conversation with Owen.
I mean, you guys saw it. Mark Sargent's the one that turned me on to him first, and I resonated what he was doing. made a bunch of videos supporting him, and reached out to him numerous times. All of the great Flat Earth people out there, when they see me message him in chat saying, hey, let's have a conversation, they would all back me up and say, DITRH, DITRH. So he saw the name a lot. A lot of people said good things. He's like, hey, everyone's saying this guy's a good guy. Why don't I have him on? It was that simple. It was just about, reaching out, making an acquaintance and getting it going. And I loved it. We had 7,800 live viewers. And I cannot tell you the number of bears that have been reaching out to me saying they either were on the fence or had no idea about Flat Earth, didn't believe it at all. And after that, they've started looking, and now they're Flat Earthers.
That's cool. And you did a great job too, David, on that. Obviously, I watched the whole thing. I'm pretty sure Jeran saw it live. But yeah, I mean, you did a fabulous job, and I don't think we could have picked a better ambassador to speak to Owen.
Well, according to
Savanye.
many of the people in the chat beforehand, I was going to take Flat Earth back a step and disgrace us because Savanye, should have been there. And now it's why did Owen choose me, a Jew, out of everybody else? Why me? And I just explained why me, because I'm the guy that reached out, took the effort to communicate and connect and support his stuff. If you look on my channel, I have an Owen Benjamin playlist of great messages from him, mostly Flat Earth and NASA stuff, but I started including some of his other messages that really resonate with me. So, that's why he connected with me. That was it. And it was very tough to keep him on topic. He's a comedian, looking for that punchline whenever he can.
Yeah. And he was kind of all over the place.
Yeah, he's great at it. So I see. That's the other thing. The reason, besides liking what he had to say, I like his humor. He just stick a dig in wherever you can, and it's to me that's funny.
Like at the end where he had to comment on the fact that you had to go and make an app. I thought that was
that's I was just going to say that.
Everyone loves that. Mel Fabregas literally just emailed me a half an hour ago saying he just finished the interview and that was the funniest thing in the whole interview. And Paige and I were laughing. I literally woke up in the middle of the night laughing when I thought about it. It was the funniest thing ever.
Staying true to form, Dave. Oh, that's funny.
Whatever.
No, I thought it was good, and all the little Savanye cracks are all well deserved and hilarious for those in the movement.
Hey, there's some people out there that don't know the history of Savanye, and I'm just going to refer to him as Savanye, and calling me a fake that I came off as a nice guy in there, but in the background I'm really a nasty prick. There's only one person that I've really had it up to my ears with, and that would be Savanye. He has treated me utterly horrible for the last 4 years, still calls me a shill to this day, and I have more disdain for him than any Ball Earth troll. So I'm done even mentioning him. The only reason I mention him now because I like saying Savanye.
Right, it's kind of fun.
And that's it. So that's really the only person that I have a huge disdain for. So that's it.
Yeah. You're in good company, David, because Jeran's on the Shill Wall of Fame. I'm on the Shill Wall of Fame. John is. I don't think Era's quite made it yet, but I'm sure he will eventually. Yeah. So you're in good company.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't really care. It just, but when he. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. It's just like he was all upset that it wasn't him. And you know what? When I was talking to, here's something, I'll just point out one more thing. When I was talking to Owen, when I was messaging him early on, and then he jumped in, hey, have me on, and then all of his fans, I actually messaged Owen, and I said, Eric would be a great person to have on if he could stay on topic, which he usually doesn't. And I was like, if you're going to have him on, great, just, have him stay on topic. And, then Owen saw through him quickly, and, on paper, Owen mistreated him. I'll give him that. But he saw through him pretty quickly, and of course he made the right choice. He had me on, and it went amazing.
Yeah, and by the way, guys, if in case I forget, because I don't have this in my show notes to do today, but if we have time and everything, remind me to address Owen's ham radio questions, because I'm more than happy to do that.
Yes,
okay, great. Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, Bob, and I will give Bob credit. I did call Bob before to brief me on his thoughts on it. And basically the bottom line is, on a flat Earth, it doesn't have to bounce. You just go straight.
Exactly. And the whole, like I said, the whole notion of it bouncing from ionosphere to Earth to ionosphere, I bought that a long time ago, and now I know a whole lot better than that. You don't bounce signals off the Earth. Signals and all differences of electrical potential will return to Earth and stay there. So there you have it.
So just last thing before we wrap this up.
Also, we did get a super chat from a Del Watson, or Del West Watson. Thank you very much. He said, great chat with Owen. You two are my favorite. Jeran also, of course. Thank you for throwing me in. Appreciate that.
Hey, what's up? I was going to say that
Dave from Wide Awake.
I'm seeing a major uptick in people waking up to flat Earth. Even before this Owen thing, a guy in my town contacted me. He lives literally a couple miles from me. That he woke up to flat Earth, and I'm getting messages from people that are meeting people in their businesses, customers that are mentioning flat Earth to them. And so, as I said, I mentioned it last night when I was talking in the New Zealand conference, that I think that flat Earth is going to be like the secret club. Like, hey, you're a flat Earth brother, and it's actually going to start helping us in the world and making relationships with other people in the business world. So, it's if you have a bunch of people that are trying to work with you or whatever, and one of them's a flat earther, don't tell me you're not going to favor the flat earther if everything else is equal.
Yeah, absolutely
right?
true.
So
we're the new
really
Illuminati.
see a flip happening.
Oh boy, don't say that.
Wait, what did you say?
I said we're the new Illuminati.
Well, I called us the new Freemasons, and that didn't go over so well. So I just say the in club now.
There's a
there you
there's
go.
a YouTube channel that actually says they're the new Illuminati. You know who that is, Dave? Or Bob?
I haven't heard. No.
It's Infinite Plane Society.
Oh, that's right. Yes, of course. Right. I knew that. I forgot about that, though.
Who also claims that I faked the lunar transit of the ISS, because that makes a lot of sense.
I know. It's unbelievable. I do wonder how they do that. I honestly do.
Me
because
too.
I know it's not real, but there's a trick to it. It's obviously there, but what's causing it, that's the mystery.
Bob, Jeran and I were discussing a way that they could do it. It's a little long to do on our audio show like this, but we should talk about it later, because I think I can set up an experiment where we have a whole bunch of people in a room with a screen in between them, and some people will see the transit and other people won't, and people will see it at different times. I think I know how they do it.
So,
cool. You can definitely talk about it.
I want to talk to Iru about it. It doesn't have to be on today's show, but just because he's good at modeling and we can model out a few things. And, my biggest thing is still that if they were able to, provide 24/7 footage, that would be great. And if they were able to show what it looks like at night, because clearly that video I just showed earlier is so close that if you had lights on the Earth, they would totally be able to be seen. And the fact that there is no live video of lights on the Earth is indicative to me, tells me something. Thanks for the other super chat. I see, I didn't see who it was. The Driss said, shout out from the top, or to the top, or from the top of Canagoo's Peak. There we go. So that's just a
okay.
All right.
So got about that time.
All right, I'll let you go, and I'll join you in 2 seconds.
Okay, sounds good. Mods, if you would be so kind as to spam the link, we're good.
Okay,
all right, see you guys on the other show.
All right, everybody, thank you for joining us for a very short April 28, 2019 pre-show. I'm going to be heading over to Globebusters, so please click the link. It's the very first link in the description. It's also going to be spammed in the chat here shortly, and we'll be heading over to the Globebusters channel for Relatively Speaking of Special Relativity. I believe John will be a little bit late, but we have Iru, myself, Bob, and maybe Dave will stay and join us. Not sure, but appreciate you guys joining me, and we'll see you over there in just a minute. Till then, peace.